Ribal Al-assad is a first cousin of President Bashar al-Assad of Syria, and for the past few years he's been personally urging Middle Eastern leaders like Gaddafi to implement democratic reforms in their countries. And he joins us now. Good evening to you. When you put that to Colonel Gaddafi, what did he have to say?
Yes, good evening, Chris. First, I would like to say that I support the UN resolution, and I would like to call on the Libyan regime to comply with it. And they should move right away into implementing a ceasefire and stop bloodshed right away. And they should sit. I mean, both sides, the National Transition Council and the regime should sit together and decide how to move towards transitional, peaceful change that would lead to finally to democracy and freedom, which is what those people have been calling for.
But when you put that to Colonel Gaddafi in your tour of the Middle East, trying to bring democratic reform in, what did Colonel Gaddafi have to say to you? What were his views then?
Directly through, I used to know Saif when he was studying in London, and he was a friend of mine, and he was, from what I knew from him at the time, he was genuinely working towards those aims. You know, he had even somebody, a professor and the team at London School of Economics working on a constitution, which was, you know, they've worked on it for 4 or 5 years. And it's very sad and shocking when actually three months ago when I heard that when he came to London and he said, I'm abandoning you know, the work for human rights and democracy. And I released a statement at that time saying, I'm very disappointed and regret to hear that, and I urge him to continue. And you know, a lot of people, the young generation there, are looking you know, for a better future and democratic, free Libya.
Because for a while, Saif Gaddafi was seen as a moderator. He was exposed by mobile phone footage of him in the square in Tripoli, telling people to pick up their arms and fight against the rebels and not let any one of them live, having just spoken on television saying, yes, let's move towards democracy. What do you make of him?
I think it's very strange. This is not the Saif that I used to know, you know, and I don't know the situation in which he is now, you know, so I cannot speak for him now. I haven't spoken to him for a year at least, even a bit more than a year. So it's very important for him to, you know, come back and convince the regime, convince his father and the rest that they should sit with the, you know, with the opposition, and they should all talk and come to you know, that's the only way that they would stop this bloodshed.
What do you think is happening now? I mean, the UN resolution on the no-fly zone specifically states, and perhaps for legal reasons, that this is to protect civilians. But obviously there is a higher hope among the West and among Libyans that this will give the rebels the confidence to bring Libya into a new era. But that's going to take dialogue, diplomacy, and for Gaddafi's own people to talk him into stepping down.
Exactly. There's it's a bit late, but there is still a very small window of opportunity. And the Libyan regime should take the opportunity, and really I think this is the last opportunity they're going to have. And to call, as I said, on a, you know, on dialogue, to have dialogue with the regime and with the National Transition Council, to sit with them, and they all, I mean, they're all the same people. People on the council and the Libyan regime work together. You know, they know each other, so it should not be so hard. You know, we should have all the efforts. We should do all our efforts. You know, put them into stopping the bloodshed. This is the most important thing that you know, that should happen now. You know, and then as soon as ceasefire is stopped, bloodshed is you know, has ceased, then there would be room for diplomacy. And I think diplomacy at the end of the way should take its course. You know.
Ribal Al-assad, many thanks for coming in and speaking to us this evening.
Thank you very much, Habib.
Well, there was that meeting of Cobra.